because generally speaking, it takes a lot more. There are more things a guy has to tick in order to be considered desirable. If he doesn't have height, he can make it up elsewhere.
Okay.
So he can make it up in confidence, intelligence, in being funny, in financial success.
Okay.
Right? He can make it up in certain areas. Right?
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying, like, there's a long list. Okay. And you know how you're like, oh, well, what if a guy gets to know a girl and he really connects with her on a mental level, you know, but he doesn't find her attractive at all. You know, is he going to draw that attraction? 99% of the time, no, because the list that men have is very, very short.
Really? What is the list?
I would say generally for most men, I don't speak for all men, but for most men, I would say someone he finds attractive, probably someone who is feminine, and someone who is peaceful.
Okay. What does peace mean? Explain that to me. What's peace to you?
She doesn't the best way I can describe it is home. She's a place of home for him. So when he comes in from a long day, she just strokes his head and, you know, helps him calm down or from a long day, or, you know, she knows how to choose her battles, you know, like if it's really important, of course, let's have it, you know, let's talk about it and everything. But if it's not that big of a deal, we don't have to, not everything has to be addressed, and being able to let things go.
So is that where emotional intelligence comes in?
No, I don't think that's to do with emotional intelligence. I'd probably say that's probably more to do with perspective.
You don't think? I think it's emotional intelligence, because you're saying walking through the door, they need to be able to know whether we should talk about a certain topic or not, depending on the mood. So she needs to be.
That's not what I said.
No, that's what I'm saying. That is depending on the mood. Because how am I supposed to know that we shouldn't talk about this thing? And how am I supposed, unless I have high emotional intelligence, I need to be able to, because women think from an emotional place.
Sure.
That's how we understand and, you know, process stuff.
Sure.
So that's for me. When you say that the female needs to bring peace, to me, I'm reading it as somebody that actually needs to be emotionally intelligent to be able to know whether.
Maybe that's fair, actually. I just learned something. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, maybe that's fair. Maybe that does take emotional intelligence to know. But I don't think you have to be emotionally intelligent to be a place of peace for someone.
I think so. Because I've had friends that weren't emotionally intelligent at all. And it's just, ex-friends. Because, because they're not able to pick up on certain things, and they just cross boundaries because they're not able to read a situation and understand a situation. Okay.
So I'll probably say having EQ allows you to bring that to way more scenarios and situations.
Yeah.
Yes, I would agree, actually. I would agree with that. That's true. Yeah. So
because it takes emotional intelligence to be able to read someone else's emotions and also be in control of your own emotions.
I completely agree. And you have to be able to control your emotions if you're going to be peaceful for someone.
Exactly.
A place of comfort.
So you need to understand the emotions, don't you?
And your own. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
Very true. No, I agree. So because those things are quite, I'd say for most guys, those three things are probably the most important.
I understand. Talking about the peace thing, I think that...
she really wants to address that. Yeah,
I do want to get into that one because I understand that. But at the same time, I think that men contribute to the environment that they go into or live in. Let's say if they're living with their partner, they contribute to the energy and the aura of that environment. And I think peace can only be present when a man gives what he's supposed to give, when a man does what he's supposed to do. When a man doesn't do that, you're never going to get peace with a woman. She might be the most peaceful person. She might be quiet, but she might show you hell in other areas. She might not be verbally, in your face, rat-a-ta-ta, but there are other areas that she's going to show you hell, and it's not going to be peaceful for you because women internalize things. We receive and then reproduce, right? You guys are just created to give. So whatever you give, whatever energy you give, we'll receive, and then we bring it back out. If it's good energy, will receive it and it comes out as like love that's just beyond anything that, you know. But when it's not what it's supposed to be, the energy that you're giving the woman, you're never going to receive peace. And it's not her fault. It's not entirely her fault. Both parties have a part to play.
I think part of it can be contextual, but the issue I have with that, and I understand what you're saying, is that it lacks accountability.
No, it's not lacking accountability. I said both parties have a part to play.
No, but I would never sit here and say that if a man does something wrong to a woman, it's because it's her fault.
Yeah.
I would never say that. And you can't say that. You can't say, oh, well, if a woman is doing something wrong to a man, it's his fault. No. No,
what I'm saying is that her doing something wrong, I'm not saying that's right, or doing something that might be considered toxic or damaging. Sure. I'm not saying that's correct, but I'm saying, you said you like psychology, you want to understand the reason why people do the things that they do. So why women do those things, I'm explaining to you, is because of the things that they receive from the man. When a man is constantly doing what he's supposed to do in the relationship to allow the woman to give him the things that he needs, he will always receive those things. But when he's not doing what he's supposed to do, he will not receive that. If a man is going out and not meeting, let's say, you know, he's working and he's got a job, he's making money, he's making moves, whatever it is, but he's not meeting the need that she has to, you know, be present with her emotionally, she's not going to give you peace because you're not giving what you're supposed to give.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. But I'm not saying is that it's the guy's fault. Maybe she hasn't communicated that.
I'm not saying there can't be justification for why she may behave a certain way. But that is still, she is choosing to behave that way. That is the choice she is making. Because somebody different can make a different choice. Somebody different cannot bring chaos, but can bring a level of consideration or understanding or peace and be like, okay, we address this at this time. Right. And and we just said that's what, you know, it takes emotional intelligence to do that. I think if you're going to say that the reason a woman isn't giving a man peace is because of what he is or isn't providing, I'm not saying there can't be justification for it, but ultimately she is deciding to act that way.
I think I figured out why suffering is negative to me in my mind.
You mean sacrifice?
Sacrifice, yeah, is attached to suffering.
Yeah.
Because what you've just described to me sounds like somebody who's sacrificing their ability to express how they're feeling the moment for the sake of you. So they're having to put you first.
No, what I'm expressing is that in a relationship, it's important that both parties know how to choose their battles. If there is something that is really affecting you, absolutely take that to your partner. Yeah. I'm not saying you shouldn't, right? Whether you're a man or woman. But there are some things that we have to learn to let go of for the sake of the relationship. Because believe it or not, men let a lot of things go for the sake of peace within the relationship.
That's why most men have depression.
I don't think that's why most men have depression. Why? Because they let things go?
No, because they don't express. If somebody's hurt me, and I have to let it go for the sake of helping whatever we have right here.
But that's not what I'm saying.
That's how I was reading it. So if I'm having to let go of something that bothers me for the sake of building us, and I don't express it so that we can deal with it, I feel like that would just over time build resentment.
Yes, but that's why I said it depends on what it is. So like if it bothers you, of course you have to address that.
Yeah.
Right? But and this is why I said it takes perspective.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you're with your man, right? You're at his, etc. And let's say you live together rather. And let's say he said he was going to do the dishes, right? But you wake up in the morning and the dishes haven't been done. Okay. I get that's annoying. I get that's frustrating, okay? But if there's a man who takes care of you, makes you feel safe, makes you feel seen, listens to you, right? You have that openness and that space together, and he provides for you, is him not doing the dishes that one time, is that really worth giving aggro about? I don't think it is.
What if you're both providing into the relationship? What if he's not just providing? I feel like it's not, and it's
or
not.
If he leaves the seat up one time.
Okay, no, but I don't think that's. You need to go into an argument about it.
So people do though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that that's a situation to get into an argument about. But I definitely do feel like that's something you need to express. Like, babe, I know you're tired. I understand that. But I've told you so many times, well, not told you, but we've talked about this so many times about, putting the toilet seat down. I'd appreciate if you could do that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But the thing is, letting it go, we're not going to let it go. I don't think, because I feel like when you let things like that go, they build up, and then resentment. That's when you find when people get into arguments, they then bring up, remember that time, you did this time, because you've been letting it go.
No, you
need to address it right there and then.
But that is an example of, because let's say you said that to him, like, I just really appreciate it if you could just remember to put the seat down for me, And
that
he
sounds
goes,
so passive aggressive.
however you said it was great. And he goes, all right, babe, I hear you. Thanks for letting me know. It's done. You've let that go. That's what I'm talking about.
To me, that sounds very passive aggressive. Maybe I'm just, because I'm an artist, I'm used to expressing myself and my emotions so raw without any constraints. And I don't
think that's always good,
You don't think that? No, as an artist, I think that's how I create my best work.
I think, I think for your profession, for sure.
Yeah.
But when you can't do that with your children. You can't do that with your children. You have to be able to control yourself with your children, because they might do something that triggers you and you can't just lash out.
Yeah, but expressing doesn't mean you lack control.
You said without.
Yeah, you can express yourself without constraints.
Without constraints.
Yeah.
No, you have to be able to constrain yourself.
I think you can express yourself without constraints, without losing control.
What does expressing yourself without constraint look like to you?
Like right now, I'm having a conversation with you. I'm fully expressing myself without any constraints. I'm not holding back on my ideas, regardless of whether we agree or do not agree. But I'm still in control.
Well, I agree. That's why I said you have to be able to control yourself.
Yeah, but
which is what you just said you're doing.
No, but you said you can't have constraints with controlling yourself.
So when you said constraints, I interpreted it as that not in control.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant.
Okay.
I think you can be in control and express yourself without any constraints. I think that you can definitely do that. I think some people don't have the ability. I think it's a skill. I think it's a skill that's acquired over time.
I agree.
And sometimes, like you're saying, professions, whatever you do in your line of work helps. So I make music, I create music. I can write a song about being angry. Doesn't mean I'm going to start fighting the mic.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that, but the reason I was referring to when you're dealing in a situation.
Yeah, I'm still in control of that situation. I can show you and express to you. I think that's how you can have a healthy relationship, and that's how you know somebody entirely.
I agree with you.
You need to be able to know.
We're saying the same thing.
No, you weren't saying the same thing. You're now saying the same thing.
No, I was saying that because when you said to express yourself without constraint, that sounded like to me expressing yourself without control. And that's why I used the word control, that you have to be able to control yourself. And you're saying that you could be expressing yourself, but you're still in control. So we're saying the same thing. But I'm the one that said control first. Does that make sense? And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you could still control yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. But if I was referring to, if you're saying, oh, you're expressing yourself without control, I'm like, no, you can't do that. You have to be able to control yourself.
No, I think you said, because I said you can express yourself without any constraints, you said you thought no, it doesn't. Let's just leave it.
Yeah. She just let it go, guys. She's learning.
I don't know if I've let it go. Maybe after this has wrapped, we'll have a conversation.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.